Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for dropping back by again. This is David, and I wanted to share some interesting castings that I've picked up recently. Over the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've grabbed some castings that I had never seen before, vehicles I didn't know were modeled in diecast. Wanted to share a few of those with you. You might have seen some. You probably have some in your collection. Before we get started, I wanted to highlight another international collector that I've grown to enjoy his videos and actually tend to model a lot of my video content after him. Chasing Diecast Cars is a collector out of the Netherlands and brings very detailed, accurate, concise reviews of several castings almost on a weekly basis. And I've enjoyed his videos and have learned what I like to talk about and how I present mine from his videos as well. So I thought I'd give him a shout out. Go check out his channel. I'm sure you will enjoy the content and also the cars. A lot of chase vehicles, a lot of hard to find stuff. So good stuff on there, and I know you'll enjoy it. So let's get to what I've picked up recently. And there's just a hodgepodge of stuff. We'll start with one by Hot Wheels. This is called a Maverick Grabber. Didn't know anything about this vehicle. It is a 2010 new model. It is a Maverick Grabber. The year was 1971 for the actual vehicle. Again, the casting came out in 2010. So this vehicle, when I did a little research, was a Ford V8 that was, it's almost a joke, it's named a grabber. It was a low-cost way to get a whole lot of muscle. That's the way they marketed it. The grabber part of the name was nothing more than a trim package that you could get on this vehicle. This Hot Wheels car actually looks very good. Great gold paint. Classic 70s muscle paint job, paint scheme. You get the badges on the side, a chrome door handle, nice black interior, gray grille, chrome bumper is right on the money, metal body, plastic base, really good looking car. Wanted to get that one. Don't have. I've got everyone's got the custom Maverick ones that have been flying around recently, so hadn't seen that version of it before. Next up, how about a Hyundai Spider? Never heard of this vehicle. This was a Hot Wheels version. I couldn't find a thing about this vehicle online. It reminds me a lot of the Plymouth Prowler that was out around this time, maybe early 2000s, late 90s. This is not a bad version. It's a clean paint job. It's got tail lamps, big Hot Wheels logo on the back, a little bit of color on the lamp detail, if you want to call it detail, on the front. Just a two-seater coupe, like a roadster. Metal body, plastic base, Hyundai Spider concept. That's about all I could find about that vehicle, which was nothing. Still a cool vehicle, nonetheless. I seem to be gravitating toward concept cars right now. Now this is one that started out as a concept, but wound up being a production vehicle. This is called the Isuzu Thea. Of course, it's done by Hot Wheels. And these were made from 1997 to 2001. This vehicle from Hot Wheels comes with lensed headlamps, a plastic body piece around a metal body. It's a three-piece casting apparently, because you get a metal base, a plastic lower body, and then a metal upper body, which apparently is latched together right there. Tail lamps are painted for you. Nice black interior. And again, lensed headlamps, a little bit more than you would expect to get. So it's a great vehicle. That is an Isuzu Thea. Next up, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the SP2. I didn't know about this vehicle until last year when the tan and orange and brown version came out. I didn't realize Hot Wheels had been doing it this long. This was a 2010 version, and I picked this one up because of the clean paint job. Nice bright orange, chrome on the door handles. The more I look into these, the more I realize that the stripes that come on all of them were pretty much the stock paint job. A little bit of chrome on the gas cap. In fact, now that I think about it, my friend Christian said that cream version with the stripes on it, that's exactly how it came factory. So moving on. Did you guys know Hot Wheels made a Citroen? I did not. I love the vehicle maker out of France. I get a lot of Norev diecast because of this brand. This vehicle from Hot Wheels came out in 2010. This is a Citroen C4 Rally. We all know what rally cars are. This was modeled after the Citroen C4. It was a World Rally car. It won 3 World Rally Championships from 2008 to 2010. On this one you get a fairly clean red paint job, Citroen badge, Citroen nameplate. You get a pretty awful chrome interior and some white wheels, which are okay, really well tampoed headlamps, and a little bit of color on the air intake grills there, but you get the Citroen logo on the front. The interior almost knocked this one out of contention for me, but then I realized I had never seen a Citroen from Hot Wheels, so had to grab that one. Good looking car. I can deal with it. Next is a little bit of brake, something we all like, some good exotics. This is a Zamac, of course, Aventador J, and I'm just in the habit of picking up anyone that I can. This says new for 2002, so Tampo headlamps, bull badge on the front. The interior is a darker color than the engine bay detail, which is a little bit odd. I don't know how they pulled that off, or maybe I'm just reading it wrong. Metal body, plastic base, clean Aventador J. If you don't have a Zamac version, that one would appeal to you. I'm a sucker for British, so I see a Aston Martin DBS in a new color for me, and it is a pretty loud teal, maybe. I'm not a big fan of the faster than ever wheels on it. It's a right-hand drive like all the other versions. You get tampoed headlamps, Aston Martin badge. Still one of the best bodies anybody has ever designed on a car. And yeah, couldn't pass it up. I like the color. This next one though might even be my favorite of the bunch. So this was the 2011 new model, the Skyline, that kicked off the whole frenzy apparently. This is the Ken Mary version, obviously, and it was too clean. It was amazing. Pearl white finish, black interior. This is just about how I would have done it if I would have done a custom version of this car. Gold rims are not my favorite, but they're not terrible, and it is a good looking car. So metal body, plastic base. This is the version of the car that I like. Alright, moving on. Let's look at a couple that are new to me. Chrysler Thunderbolt. I've come to realize I already had one of these castings, I believe, a silver version, but when I saw this in the store, I didn't want to pass it up. I could knock these tampos off and make this into a really nice, plain, deep blue car. This is a Chrysler Thunderbolt. The original version, this is named after a vehicle that Chrysler had in 1941, which was a concept car. This version is a 1994 model, and it is a 1999 casting by Hot Wheels. So, like I said, my plan will be to take off the unusual tampos on this, some sort of race livery, just to show off what this car was. This car was pretty neat back in 1994. Next up, MGF old Matchbox. At a flea market that I go to, there's some vintage Matchbox and Hot Wheels. This one you can see was $1.95. This is a 1998 Matchbox, so yeah, we're talking nearly what, 23, 24 years old, 22 years old. MGF was, of course, made by MG, the British automaker. This was a 1995 two-seater that marked the return of MG to the two-seater market that they had abandoned since 1980. So this was their first two-seater coupe back then. This is a right-hand drive, which was appropriate. And yeah, it's not my favorite paint job. Could use a good bit more detail, but it's a casting I did not have. So MGF is the name of that vehicle. Second to last one for today, 1999 first edition Jeepster. This is a 1999 Hot Wheels casting. This was a concept vehicle in 1998. It was designed to be a crossover done by Jeep in the United States. And you can see it's a pretty big departure from their normal blocky styling, utilitarian look. This was their attempt to reach into the crossover market, which was taken off. And you can see a little bit of the, just a little bit of the Jeep right there on that front grille. Last one, most fun one for me. How about Tonka? How about a Pontiac Parana? Never heard of this vehicle in my life. When I saw Tonka, I knew about Tonka trucks from when I was a little boy, but I had no idea Tonka made 1/64 diecast. I was pretty flabbergasted when I saw this lineup on the back, and then I thought, great, there's another brand that I'm going to have to buy a ton of cars to either show you guys or collect for myself. And then I see this. So the way this works is Maisto acquired the rights to use the Tonka name on their 1/64 automobiles. So these are basically Maisto dollar cars. Interesting enough, I also read Maisto has acquired the rights to Barago. So apparently they own Barago as well. I've noticed their cars are getting better, so I'm not going to knock Maisto at all. Their castings are not terrible. This Pontiac Parana, Pontiac is a company in America that is no longer in business, but they were a company forever. A lot of the muscle cars that are famous in America are Pontiacs. So this was a 2000 concept vehicle. This was designed to attract the young consumer, and it had a couple neat features. You could unzip the instrument panel and the door panel and customize your vehicle with interchangeable trim panels. So you could, I assume if you felt like it was a green day, you could unzip the red instrument panel and door panel and put on your green panels. if that's how your mood was striking you at the time. This is not a terrible casting. It's a metal vehicle. It is a plastic base. Actually, the wheels are better than they typically are on my Isuzu. And if I were to take this apart and respray it, it would not be awful. You don't, I doubt there's an interior. It's a solid black plastic piece of glass, so there's probably nothing in there. But yeah, it's an interesting car, and that's what I'm trying to show you guys. I've got another video coming up soon. We'll look at some premium stuff that I've gotten recently, but these are just cool castings that I enjoyed learning about, and hopefully you guys learned a little something today. You might be asking, what are those cars in the background? Those are the only 1/43 scale vehicles I have, and they were a gift from my buddy Saul from England, who has Saul's Diecast Odyssey. Those are welly, and they're pretty cool. We'll do a video one day on those. But that's all I got for today. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Stay safe. This virus has got everybody unsure, and it might just be a good time to stay at home, get on YouTube and watch some diecast videos. Hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.